In the mountains of Colorado, there's a dog who runs like he's being chased by ghosts. His name is Shadow, and for 5 years, he's been searching for something he lost. 300 miles away, behind concrete walls and razor wire, a man sits in a cell. His name is Marcus Webb, and in 48 hours, he'll face his final moment. But first, he has one last request. This is a story about loyalty that defies distance, about a bond that not even death row can break. It's about the moment when a condemned man asked for something impossible, and what happened next left everyone who witnessed it in complete silence. This is Shadow's story. This is Marcus's story. And it begins where all great journeys do, in the wild. 7 years ago, Marcus was a different man, a wilderness guide who spent his days teaching others to respect the land he loved. That's when he found Shadow, a half-starved puppy abandoned on a mountain trail. They became inseparable. Shadow wasn't just a pet. In the wild, Marcus taught him to read the forest, to track elk, to move like the wind itself. Shadow taught Marcus something else: unconditional loyalty. Then came the night that changed everything. A tragic accident on a mountain road. A moment of confusion. A death that Marcus swears he didn't cause. The jury saw it differently. Marcus Webb was sentenced to death. And Shadow? He was sent to a shelter 2 counties away, stripped from the only person he'd ever trusted, forced into a cage while his world collapsed around him. For 3 days, Shadow refused to eat. On the 4th day, he did something remarkable. He escaped, and he ran 60 miles across Colorado terrain, through forests and highways, across rivers and valleys. Volunteers found him outside the prison gates, dehydrated and exhausted. His paws were bloody. But somehow he found Marcus. The guards turned him away. They had to. But the story reached the local news. And then it reached Marcus when a guard told him that Shadow had been found at the prison entrance, that his dog had traveled across impossible distance to find him. Marcus broke down. For the first time since the sentencing, tears came. Because Shadow had done what no lawyer, no appeal, no petition could do. He had proven that their bond was real, unbreakable, worth fighting for. And Marcus knew in that moment what his final request would be. They chose the outdoor courtyard. Dawn. No cameras. Just witnesses bound by silence. What happened next, the guard would later say, is something they'll never forget. Shadow didn't run, didn't bark. He moved slowly, deliberately, the way Marcus had trained him in the wilderness, reading the room, understanding, somehow, the gravity. When Marcus was let out, hands cuffed in front, Shadow's entire body trembled with recognition. But he waited, patient, controlled, the way a wolf waits in tall grass. Marcus knelt down, and only then did Shadow approach, pressing his head into Marcus's chest. They sat like that for 20 minutes, Marcus whispering words no one else could hear. Shadow, perfectly still, listened to heartbeat he'd know anywhere. The guard stood at a distance, some turning away, unable to watch. Others remained, bearing witness to something sacred. Witnesses reported that in those final moments, Marcus smiled for the first time in 7 years. And Shadow laid down and placed his paw in Marcus's cuffed hands. It was a gesture Marcus had taught him years ago on mountain trails. A signal that meant trust. That meant I'm here. That meant, even now, even in this place where hope goes to die, I choose you. The morning light stretched across the courtyard, catching dust particles in the air, illuminating 2 silhouettes that had found each other against impossible odds. Time stopped. The world held its breath. And for 20 perfect minutes, they were back in the wilderness together. The execution proceeded as scheduled, but the story didn't end there. Shadow was adopted by a family of wilderness conservationists in Montana. He runs those mountains now, teaching a new generation about the wild. Some say he's training them. Others say he's searching. This story isn't about guilt or innocence. It's about something older than justice, something that existed before laws or cages. The bond between species, the loyalty that transcends circumstance, the reminder that even in our darkest hours, love endures. In memory of all souls, human and animal, who find each other in this wilderness we call life. Where are you watching from? Tell us in the comments below. And if this story moved you, subscribe for more untold stories where nature and humanity collide. Every soul has a story worth telling.